And we're back. Another film session review. We just finished up with the quarterbacks the other day, but obviously it hasn't been posted yet. This one will be following it. We now move on to the next position in the NFL draft, which is the running backs. To be honest, you're probably gonna get better analysis from Matt and Sam. To be honest with you guys, running back is my least favorite position. Like
I
I
love the
can't. I don't.
position.
I hate running. I hate when the Patriots run the ball. Like I get now when a good play happens, yeah, I'll be happy. But I wish running the ball never existed. I wish you could just throw. Madden, I'm always just running, so I could care less for running backs. Like there's running backs I like, but again, like I could care less. Like I'm not like, oh my god, I really go wild for a running back in draft classes. I go more wild for like a quarterback, a receiver, a corner, a linebacker, a pass rusher. Running backs don't really wow me. I'll do my best. I'll try to tag along, but like I said, Matt and Sam will probably give you better analysis.
I
I
I
mean,
like running backs a lot. I like the view. Like the best. My favorite thing about running backs is just like the view where it's like you gotta find the hole and like getting through like the. I don't know. I don't know if that
yeah,
makes sense. I just love like
because yeah, like no, I get it,
I
and I
love
think
that
that
that part of it.
having a running offense is. I think it's important because I think that if the pass game struggles, like you can't air the ball out. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's like
Oh,
Buffalo, like like
I
they
get. Go
what?
ahead, sir. No,
No, so
no, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say like there are teams that could really benefit from having a run game. Like Buffalo could. That's not Josh Allen.
And
But
the
I mean,
Eagles too.
right. I mean, like there are teams that could benefit from a running back, and especially because if the pass game isn't working, you go to the ground and pound,
Like the
and
Titans.
then get
Titans are
some
just
yards, and
their only game.
it just opens up the entire field if you have multiple threats on who has the ball in their hand.
The
Like
Titans' only game is just fucking running it,
it's been their
Yeah,
game
and
which
with
it
is
works,
why
and they make the playoffs.
and I don't like it. Like let's be when we're playing street football, I don't know how you guys play it
yeah,
with your
Well,
friends,
yeah,
but
no,
like we
obviously,
we
like
all
no, no.
yeah we're always throwing the football. Like yeah, and I'm not like I like when players get drafted, right? I go to see like their highlights of like one. Would depend. It doesn't even have to just be our team. Other teams just to see like their highlights and stuff. Whenever it's running back, I'm never like, oh, I got that's the one position I think besides O line that I skip. I'm like, I don't care about their highlights. I know some people find it fun and entertaining, but like I said, not a big fan of running backs. Like I know they're valuable. Like Matt was just saying that there's some teams that could benefit from having it, which he's right. But I'm just saying I would love it if the NFL just existed without running backs and running the ball, unless
like
it's like
sure,
after the catch or punt returns, kick returns, a QB run.
like sure, it's not a flashy aspect of football, but it's
It
just a
can be.
old school. Yeah, it definitely can be, but
That's why I
in
like.
terms of
I
like
like.
people love to see like the quarterback just airing the ball down the field, big chunk plays. But I mean, running is just as important. Just I know you know that, but it just is. And I know that a lot of people are saying, okay, running backs you can just find off the street. I don't necessarily agree with that because like at the end of the day, like the ball carrier vision is still important. Like you can't just like you can't say, okay, this is a halfback stretch and you get the ball and you just run the stretch. Like you have to see the field, evade tacklers, and just because if not, you're just gonna get stuck for like a loss every play. It's like Daryl Henderson essentially. Like he like in essence is what it is. If you like that's what people believe like running backs are. But I mean, I guess the question I was gonna ask is like, what would be your like prototypical running back? Like, do you want a guy that's like a power back? Do you
I was
want
just gonna say
elusive,
my.
or do you like a receiving guy, like a guy that can catch out of the backfield and
I
backfield?
I think every team needs to have two, and one has to be your power back. There's your straight up bully ground running back, and you have to have that pass catching back, like for third and four. So you got that option to
Right.
throw in case
I agree.
nobody's there.
I agree. Every team has to have like a rotation because running backs get gassed, especially Derrick Henry. Like they're like yes, he runs the ball a ton, but he also has had an injury history lately. Like he's not 100%. He didn't look 100% at the end of this year. Let me tell you that because I think they exhausted him at the beginning of it. But it is definitely important to have a reliable rotation of solid running backs that can just get the job done in different scenarios because running back is a tough position. Like I don't think people understand how tough the running back is, but it is a tough position. It's tougher than a lot of people.
You do a lot of things. It's like probably the most. It's definitely it's the most versatile position. because you're
It's
blocking,
a
you're
position.
receiving, and you're running.
It's also the position you should never like really pay, which it sucks because you feel bad for the guys that are running backs because again, the reason they want their money is because running backs are the ones that don't really last that long because of all the hits they take to their knees. But at the end of the
And
day, you're like you look dumb as an organization if you pay big bucks. Unless like he's a special kind, like a Derrick Henry, a CMC, then yeah, you obviously pay him.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
my favorite kind of running back is like Ramondre Stevenson kind, because he just does like a little bit of everything.
yep. That's why I like. That's why I kind of like a CMC. Like I know there's not many CMCs that are like existent, but like
You're about to see one right now.
with CMC, yeah, CMC is a special breed for a running back because he can do everything that you want him to do. I mean, he's explosive when he gets the ball in the handoffs. He can explode for a pass. Like CMC is just an all around great player, and he's super important. He was important to the Panthers for years, and he was important to this 49ers team that made that run. So I guess without further ado, we have five running backs. Yeah, we have five running backs. Obviously, we like there's. I think there's a lot of running back talent in this class. However, we'd be here all day if we gave you like a full ass film breakdown, like scouting, strengths, weaknesses. Like we're just gonna give you a little bit of like
We're gonna watch
I
and
guess
react.
a baseline, I would say, because like we're not like I don't want to be here for 4 hours just breaking down running back film. Like we'll be here for an hour, maybe tops. But yeah, if you want an in-depth film breakdown, this probably isn't your thing. But if you just want to get like a baseline and then
But
do the
if you
rest of the
do
film
want
itself,
in-depth film breakdown, just comment it down. Just comment whatever
yeah,
you guys
let
want
us know.
down below, because
Let
we'll
us
do
know.
whatever.
We can definitely do in depth for one like a player if you guys like that. Like I don't know about I don't know about like 5 players, but if you want one for a certain player, let us know. We can do that.
All right, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with Jameer Gibbs,
Smart, good.
Alabama. My fault. I would say
No,
coming.
you said it. You said it right. I was messing with you.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna start with Jameer Gibbs. He's probably the consensus running back 2 in this class.
We're gonna find out.
Probably a second round pick. Maybe I doubt he goes late first, but maybe. But we're gonna see what happens here.
All right.
All right. Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
That was.
Oh,
That's
good.
it. You got it.
That's actually a pretty good run. I mean,
That was
he saw the pressure up the middle, tried to evade it, and then broke the tackle on the outside, and then exploded towards the sideline. It was a great run there. Okay, halfback stretch, saw the hole, explodes through it. Beautiful. A good block by the tight end there too. Good pick. Nice, explode through the hole.
I want to see him like in open space.
And I think you should have put the text of the game. Or no, actually, that was McClellan. I think that got that one.
Yeah,
There we
that
go.
was just well. Yeah.
We're not really seeing anything here, although outside of maybe one or two good plays.
And
He's just consistently picking up a couple yards, which is good. We're not really seeing him like get
there
like
you go.
driven back.
Exploded through the hole. He got caught up, but that's a great run there. He cut into the hole. Okay, patient behind the line. I love to see that.
That was a good
And
run.
picked up the first.
Yeah. He's just like not. The blocking is not great.
No.
That's
told
good.
Up through, beautiful. I mean, he sees the hole, explodes to. It's the hold, of course, but that's unfortunate. Yeah, he held him.
He was untouched too.
Yeah.
OJ Howard just signed with the Raiders.
W.
Jay Howard's crazy. All right, little fake there. A little bit of receiving game
Yeah,
action.
this is what I love from
Big
Jameer
tackle.
Gibbs.
Yeah. Wow.
More than I love him in the pass catching game more. I do with him as a just
I
running the
agree.
ball.
I think because that's probably the biggest it's probably the biggest burst of speed we've seen. Kind of whiffed on the block there, but it was enough, I guess, for them. Okay, really just horrible blocking there. I mean, there's really nothing he can do.
Wow.
There you go.
that was
Okay,
good.
that's a good run because the blocking wasn't particularly good on the left side. However, a good pickup there by one of the linemen, but he definitely cut back in and got some yards out of it. You love to see it. Okay, breaks the tackle.
That was
It's
not
back
bad.
to the line. Honestly, that's
That was a good 0-yard game.
I mean, honestly, like this is a little bit of jet sweep action. Breaks the tackle. Yeah, he looks better in the receiving game than he does in the run game. I don't know if that has to do with the line because a lot of it seems to have to do with the offensive line, but this dude in the receiving game actually looks like a pretty good weapon. Probably should have just tried to cut to the outside there, but not going to complain.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Saw the hole in the middle, and now he's gone. There's that burst. There it is. Block
Just
there.
Wide open field.
Yep.
And then he outbeat Drew Sanders.
Yep.
I mean, nothing he can do there.
Nothing you can do there. Okay, saw the guy on the outside,
Wow.
cut in,
Yeah,
breaks the
that's a good
tackle,
run.
gone. Definitely heated up as the game went on, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't like an ultimate. I wouldn't say like this is like a dominant Jameer Gibbs performance, but I would say that he definitely had his fair share of runs that
Yeah.
like this was like I think that Jameer Gibbs can be good. I think that he is good. I think he's like that's around what I expected to see from his film. Like I think that he definitely had plays where he definitely turned out yardage a little bit. Like he stayed on his legs, turned forward. I like that a lot. I like his ability to see the like he sees the open hole. Like he's not necessarily like a Le'Veon Bell like patient runner. You know how like in Le'Veon's prime, like he would stand behind the line of scrimmage, basically kind of like
Yeah.
pop, and when the hole opened up, he would kind of exploit through it. He's not that type of runner. However, he is good at making cuts behind the line of scrimmage and finding the open space. And then on top of that, he only had like 2 grabs this game, but I think he looked pretty good in the receiving game there.
I've changed my comp for him. That was not McCaffrey-esque because McCaffrey is a bit better, a bit bulkier, is able to break more tackles. Like in terms of the normal runs, I'm gonna go with another Bama receiver, running back. Well, although he didn't really play that much for Bama because he transferred to Tennessee, I saw a bit of Alvin Kamara when watching him. That's my comp for him.
Alvin Kamara, very interesting. I feel like he's more of a receiving back than running back. I think Jameer Gibbs is a little bit better in the running game, but I don't know. A pro comp for Jameer Gibbs. I don't want to. Kamara is not the bad one.
Feel like Kamara when he broke those
I
runs.
kind of saw like a little bit of like Dalvin Cook, I guess. That's kind of who I thought of, because Dalvin Cook like runs in flurries. Like he'll get like those 2-3 yard gains that I would say that Kamara would get the 2-3 yard gains, but he's not really like a running back specialist because he's more of the pass catching, right? And when he runs the ball, like he can still get yards, but he's not really known for like breaking tackles and he's not really known for seeing the pressure behind the line. He's more of that guy that just sees the hole and just goes right there and just tries to go with his speed right there. But this guy can take the time to see the pressure and exploit the hole. I think that's more Dalvin Cook-esque, and I don't think like he's reliant on the receiving game to make an impact. I think Dalvin Cook is a good comparison for Jameer Gibbs.
Yeah, I like both of those. All right, next up we got Deuce Vaughn.
You guys are at 11 seconds, right, or 10 seconds?
We just start.
That's when it starts.
Oh yeah. 1 second.
Ready?
1 second. 1 second. 1 second. All right. Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
That's just unfortunate. That's good. All right. That's a thing that we didn't really see from Gibbs that much because it wasn't really shown in the tape. But this dude is a willing pass blocker. I saw that on that play. Pass blocked again. Chipped
That's a
him.
good block right there. Gave the quarterback some extra 10.
Okay, he's patient behind the line. He didn't really see a hole, and he was able to pick up a good 4-yard gain. Not a lot of space here for him to run. There you go. Saw a hole, got 3. That's a fine run. Honestly, a pretty good route from him, to be honest, but
Oh, that's a good one.
With a completion, and you get down by the end zone. Here we go. Of course, Darren went on to a remarkable career in the NFL as well. In a row. On third down, Martinez looking for Sproles out of the backfield, incomplete to a tight end.
Sproles, Darren Sproles. That's the comp. I mean, I guess both smaller running back builds. Oh my! Did you see that burst right there? I don't think we really saw that burst of speed out of
That was a
Jahmyr
good
Gibbs.
juke right there.
Cut. There you go. This is what we're talking about here. What a block! You see that shit?
Yeah.
For being as small of a frame as Deuce Vaughn has, dude, the dude can block, man. That's what I've noticed about this.
I mean, yeah,
less
but
about his
when he
running
gets to the
ability.
NFL, he might not be able to do that as well.
But he does, as long as he just throws him off the path. I mean, he's not. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle, but like, as long as he just throws him off the path. Okay, a little check. What the fuck was that?
Obviously, size concern is the biggest thing.
Right, but I mean, good block. Like that's not like a fantastic block, but like he's just able to throw a body out there and just kind of take him off the path. That's all he's got to do.
Yeah, but if he tries to do that against someone big in the NFL, it could end bad.
Sure. Okay. Not really. A 3rd and 8. Okay, nice little route out of the backfield. Fortunately, a little bit of a low throw, so he had to adjust, so he couldn't really get the burst of speed. There you go. Keeps the legs turning. It's another 4 yards. Good run there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
55. What I just heard?
What a catch.
Okay, a little bit of a jet handoff there.
You know where I feel like he would fit good? Philly.
Where I was thinking. So, when I'm watching, I don't know why. I think he looks a lot like Austin Eckler. I don't
Yeah.
know what. Like that's
I mean, a
kind of
little
what
less
jumped out.
in the passing
A
game.
little bit
though.
less in the receiving game, but like
You know
I think
who he reminds me of?
the offense there. He's part of the offense like that.
He reminds
I
me
think
of
he's a little bit
LaShawn
faster
McCoy.
too. LaShawn McCoy is kind of crazy, but
I see Doug Martin.
Doug Martin.
I see a little Sid Luckman in him. What the fuck was
Whoa.
that? What the fuck did I just see? It's like in
There you
Madden
go.
where your
Okay.
quarterback
That's
somehow
good.
throws it away.
That's a
You're like,
great
how the fuck did he
tackle,
get
to
that
be
off? He just didn't turn around.
What the fuck?
Okay.
I mean, why don't they use Deuce Vaughn more, bro? And especially in this game, they're up 17. What are they doing?
Fucking airing this shit out. Up 17 late third.
When the best player in your team
Oh.
is the runner, like what the? Is that play as a pistol?
What the
What the
fuck?
Fuck.
Dude, this
Okay,
is
go
more
to-
watching the fucking Kansas State OC. They fucking hire Matt
There
Patricia.
you go. There you go. This is what we like to see.
I'm just more
Good
concerned
block.
that Kansas State got Matt Patricia and no one noticed.
Okay.
Okay.
Not really much that opened up there. There you go.
Oh.
The cut inside,
That's
broken
a good run.
tackle. That's burst of speed. I like it.
Dude,
It's almost like they should have been feeding the entire
he,
game.
he can easily just get fucking cracked in the NFL.
Sure, I mean that's
He's just
that
so
is a concern.
small.
But also, I feel like having a small running back is a bit of an advantage because
Yes,
I think it
helps,
is
but at the same
proven.
time-
Makes them more shifty.
Like obviously, this guy isn't going to be like a bell cow running back that you typically like. But in a backfield by committee, I think Deuce Vaughn could be a great player. Kind of reminds me of like I don't know. I think kind of like Tony Pollard maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's another guy that kind of stood out to me when seeing this. I like the patience too. I think that like I was kind of alluding to earlier, he waits for the hole to open up and then just shoots through it. Like for being such a small running back, I mean the dude can get extra yards off of plays. Like I think Deuce Vaughn is quite good, to be completely honest. Like that was only one game, obviously, but like
Yeah.
I think one game is enough to see like okay, what this guy can do, what this guy.
What they do, not really like
Yeah.
how good they are, just what they do.
But I think Deuce Vaughn down the board could be actually a really good pick. I mean,
Like I
the way
said, I
he's
really
able
like
to,
him in Philly. I feel like that'd be disgusting.
I feel like he's I mean, he kind of reminds me of Kenneth Gainwell already, so I don't really know. Like Kenneth Gainwell kind of is that same type of back where it's like he's smaller, he's faster.
Gainwell sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, he won me 2 weeks in fantasy.
They
I mean,
Boston
not in a
Scott
row.
didn't win me anything.
Not 2 weeks in a row, but I just needed him, and I was like, Kenneth Gainwell, we're hoping you have a great game. And he did the 2 times that I got him.
that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I like Deuce Vaughn. I think the Pollard comparison is where I'm going to sit with him. I know I threw a bunch of names out there, but I think Tony Pollard just kind of makes a ton of sense. I mean, he's not really known for the receiving game, but he can definitely. Tony Pollard definitely had his moments in the pass game this year and this past season as a member of the Cowboys.
I do like the Tony Polley comparison.
Stop. Enough with the lies. But yeah, Pollard is I think he's a good comparison. I mean, he took a couple of years to really become the main running back of the Dallas Cowboys. But in that two-headed running back monster with Zeke for the last 3 years, even 4 years, actually 4 years, Pollard was pretty good. And Pollard definitely played his role well. Zeke kind of tired out the defense. Tony Pollard definitely was that guy that could just burst right through. And I think Deuce Vaughn could be that in the NFL. I think that Deuce Vaughn has a lot of good stuff. And I think that another thing that, like I've been alluding to, the patience behind the line of scrimmage to let the hole open up. I like that a lot too from Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, now we got Zach Charbonnet, and I'm be honest, the only running backs I know in this that we're doing are Vaughn, Gibbs, and Bijan. But I don't know anything about the Charbonnet guy. I've heard his
Charbonnet,
name, but I don't think I've ever seen him. Although I have
Zach.
watched UC leggings, but
This
I
is,
don't think I've paid attention to him.
this is your
Charbonnet's good.
prototypical. This is your prototypical power back. Like, this is your
Yeah,
this is
he's
your guy
bigger.
that's gonna turn out
And
yards.
I know Tanks Bigsby by name, not by watch. I know we're doing him too, right?
Charbonnet's a good blocker. He's probably
Yep.
the best blocker.
Let's go.
All right, you ready?
Where does this thing start? I assume the same 11 seconds.
Yeah.
3,
Yeah.
2, 1, go.
Available today in uniform is the play action, and he swings it out on a loop. So Ezekiel,
It's a play of all time.
UCLA up in the loop. Zach Charbonnet, his first carry. Last year, he was the newcomer of the year in the Pac-12 and second team all-conference average. Over 5.5 yards a carry last year and ran for 1,137 yards. And they swing it out on second down. Bowling Green, third and long for the Bruins. Pressure coming. DTR escapes, gets rid of it, and just
The pickup block there from Charbonnet. That's all I could really
Yeah.
tell you on that. But he definitely look at him pick up the linebacker blitzing, and he's actually able to hold his own up now. Like, he's a bigger build, so I think that it's in his advantage or in a team's advantage to kind of have him as that extra blocker on third downs.
Yeah. I like Zach
He's-
Charbonnet a lot.
He's got a little bit of speed to him. It's not like obviously not as fast as the other two guys, but he's got a little bit of it. Like, it's definitely serviceable.
DTR.
Wow. What a fucking run. What a fucking run.
also not in uniform, so down a couple of receivers for DTR. Flips it out to Zach
Yep.
Charbonnet, who gets
Yep.
it.
Oh, if he didn't step out there, that would have been fucking disgusting.
But he did step out.
He's just hard to bring down. I don't really know his exact weight, but he's a tank, it looks like here. Yep. Just he still was able to fall forward for extra yards. Love to see it. Okay, a little bit of like look at how hard he is to bring down in that spot. Even when there's like a defender right there holding onto his leg.
Very different running back
Jesus
than Deuce
Christ.
Vaughn.
Absolutely.
He's like 6 inches taller.
Like, bro, if you put this dude in the goal line sets, I mean, this dude could rack up touchdowns for you, I think.
Yeah.
You could be like a Jamal Williams racking up touchdowns. Good catch by the receiver there. There you go, a little bit of 5 yards a pop. Like I love how he's able to fall forward for the extra yards. Like it seems like this dude never gets stuff for a loss, at least in this game. He's not getting stuff for losses. He's just falling forward. Even when he's hit like 1 yard in, he's able to fall forward for an extra 3 yards. All right, a little bit of
Wow.
a check down. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah. Beautiful. Just in the open space. If it's 1-on-1, most likely you're not tackling.
Yeah, he's fucking good.
He's a tank. And I bet this is the prototypical power back for a team in this
Set
draft.
the
There,
block.
good. Actually, yeah. I mean, it definitely it did its job. I mean, DTR was able to explode past it, but I've seen better from him. There you go. See, again, he's able to just consistently fall forward for 3 extra yards. That's valuable stuff, man. Oh, tight end dump off there.
Yep. Good
Okay.
run.
Half
Wow.
side
What
out
a
and saw
fucking
the
run.
hole. Look at him, just bring him an extra 5-10 yards. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's probably the first time he's been stuffed in this game.
Second.
Same there. It's a nice play there.
Yeah.
He'll run it and picking his way into Bowling Green territory, motions into the backfield. And Zach Charbonnet coming out of the backfield. Good tackle.
That is actually a fantastic tackle. Lean out to really sum that one up there. It's a bubble screen.
Ooh. Wow. That was a good run.
He turned that into a potential 3-yard loss to a 5-yard gain.
Oh, if he stayed up, I would have fucking loved it.
This dude's honestly pretty fast for being a prototypical power
Yeah,
back
I
build.
like this guy a lot.
Like you look like King. Like think about like King Henry, right? Like he's not like obviously he's got speed to him, but like it's not like
King Henry's pretty fucking fast.
groundbreaking speed, if that makes sense. You know?
He
just
definitely fucking puts the burners on.
yeah. When he gets in the open field, he puts the burners on, which is kind of what.
Wow, what a fucking run! I love this kid.
And the quick hit to the flat. It's first down, screen to Charbonnet. Cuts it back. Inside the 10. Second and 3.
I think they not somehow, but they do use him in the pass game quite a bit for being
In motion goes
the guy that can block for you.
and the handoff up the middle.
He's in. Yep. Just able to bowl his way forward for those extra. Like he was touched at the 2-yard line. He was still able to just bowl his way into the end zone there. It's good stuff.
Between DTR and Mafi. Down to the 20-yard line go the Bruins, but a Tony. Zach Charbonnet, the running back. The handoff, spinning behind the line.
Yeah, I mean, nothing he can really do there, but still. Oh,
Football, but they blow it
Fumbled it.
away.
Oh, they blew it dead.
Yeah, he's down.
he was down.
That's.
Pressure for the backside.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about fumbles. Every running back fumbles the ball, no matter what we.
He was.
I mean,
down
if he. Yeah, I'm just saying, like in general, like everyone fumbles the ball at one point in their career. I mean, but
there.
if it's an occurrence, that might be an issue. But one fumble's not the end of the world. Slow play there. Just
All right.
explodes. Okay.
He's good.
Yeah. He's pretty solid. I mean, from what I saw in the that, because it's only one game, but I mean, from what I saw in that, I mean, they were able to use him in the pass game quite a bit, which is kind of, I think that's encouraging for a kind of a power back build.
Yeah.
I think the thing that really stood out to me is that every time he runs the ball, it's never a loss. He's always just getting those extra 2-3 yards from just falling forward. And I think that is super, super important for a chain mover, just like a first down run where you kind of need a little bit of chunk yards and just to tire up the defense. He is not easy to bring down, this kid. And
So far, Zach Charbonnet is my favorite.
I'm trying to think of obviously there's you can I don't want to throw him
I would put him over Gibbs.
I would definitely say that they're different running back types. I would say
Obviously. All three that we've watched are all different.
I don't know how you compare. I think it's just what you value, and I think that for a team that has an elusive kind of back and just needs a guy to pick up yards for you, I mean, Zach Charbonnet's your guy. But if you kind of have that power back and you need a guy to, come out of the backfield and just kind of an explosion kind of guy like Tony Pollard, Deuce your guy. And then if you have kind of that, I don't know what Jahmyr Gibbs would kind of be. He'd be more of a little bit of both. I think
If
that
you
he's
don't
probably
have
the
one, then you take Gibbs.
I think that exactly. I think that's a good idea there because I think that Gibbs is kind of the full package where I think that both Deuce Vaughn and Charbonnet kind of have one thing and then but that's their niche and they're pretty good at it. But Gibbs is probably the more well-rounded of the bunch.
Charbonnet, I saw a lot of Damian Harris or AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon's a pretty good comparison, actually. I do like that because AJ Dillon's that kind of running back in that committee with Aaron Jones, the power back, just falls forward, and then he's pretty decent in the receiving game as well. So I do actually really like that AJ Dillon comparison, not going to lie.
All right. You guys ready?
Ramon, you here?
Ramon?
You fall asleep?
No.
The fuck were you, bro?
I was asleep.
That's
Oh
crazy.
my
That's
God.
the second time.
Tank
That is the
Bisbee, Tank
second time.
Bisbee.
Yes.
That was
Tank
just resting the eyes this time.
Resting my what the fuck is that is the biggest dad quote of all time. I'm just resting my eyes. That is
What
like it,
what I what I saw from the Charbonnet guy.
You didn't see
I
anything.
think, or we did skip all them? Or we
did
need
you
somebody
see
else?
any? Did you see anything?
Maybe a minute and a half too.
Okay, what did you see? I'm curious now.
He's big and powerful. Looks a lot like a fullback, but that could actually run faster and more yards. It'd probably be really used for a team that loves to use like all their extra players as blockers. He'd be great for that. I don't really have a comp for him.
I don't
But
know
yeah.
how you would be able to.
Luckily, we made one while you were asleep. But we will continue here. We are going to go to Tank Bigsby, right?
Ready?
Yeah, Tank Bigsby.
Three,
All right.
2, 1, go. Okay. Ooh. Good run.
That's a little.
I thought this dude was like big. For a name Tank, you should be like big.
Unfortunately, you pick your name at birth.
Charbonnet should be called Tank Bigsby.
There you go. Just a little explosion to the sideline there. We're not really seeing much of. We're not really seeing anything that impressive yet, but there you go. There's a cut in. Find the hole, get the first. There you go. Now we're talking.
Continue to jar back and forth, and at some point, one of the other players goes, "Why does it matter who scored the touch?"
There we go. That's the explosion. There you go. There's the power too. There you go. Touchdown.
Auburn to the moon. Okay. Yep.
There you go.
Yep. Get there.
Yep.
Good
There it is.
play.
Okay.
What a start for Auburn's offense. What a beautiful job of Counsell on the block. Bigsby sees a cut. The Tigers are right back in it on the road. Robbie Ashford.
The Tigers are right back in it, and then their defense sells. Typical college football defenses. Yeah, all right. I like that. I like that little change of direction there and picked up something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Jet motion, and this tight end is going to release. Now watch the impact it has. You collapse down this side. This defender comes here, and there's that seam for Tank Bigsby. Great cutback vision. You got lead blockers out front. You force the defense to stretch horizontally, and you hit them up inside with the seam.
All right.
I mean,
That was good. Bigsby
Yeah,
looks good. I
he
got
does. He does.
Damian Harris with more bursts.
Yeah, I think that Tank Bigsby is. I would say, I don't know, because obviously Deuce Vaughn is. So I think Tank Bigsby definitely ripped a few runs there. I think we didn't really see him much in the pass game or in blocking situations, but in terms of just like a pure explosive running back, I mean Tank Bigsby is pretty good. I mean he showed a little bit of power there too at the goal line. He just kind of looks like their offense, to be completely honest with you. He looks like he just carried their offense. I don't know, a pro comparison for Tank Bigsby.
Damon
I mean-
Harris with burst.
That's definitely something. We're gonna go with I kind of, a little bit of like a Travis Etienne, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't really Travis Etienne doesn't really specialize in like. I don't think he's like a third down running back because you obviously need those guys to like block in passing situations. We didn't really see much of that. We just kind of saw runs. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to see him in that third down form, like that third down pass blocking situation, or in the receiving game for that matter. We didn't really see that either. However, I would say that he reminds me of ETN in the way that he's explosive when he gets the ball. You get that he cuts behind the line and just kind of finds the hole and just exploits the hole. And in terms of athleticism, he kind of reminds me of ETN.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, you're my fault. You go.
I was gonna say.
Now we are about to watch probably most funnest running back film here. You got generational running back
Also,
Bijan Robinson.
Wait. Sam didn't even give his analysis here. What's up?
I have watched Tank Bigsby before. In his receiving game, it's decent, but he's just like not used a lot in the receiving game, and he also doesn't like it's like very limited route tree. Like doesn't like run like routes.
Well, that's what running backs are. You're not gonna put him out.
But like there's running backs like we've seen before that go out and catch passes. He doesn't really like.
Okay, so that's not his game.
He's
that's
not
okay.
like a go out wide type of running back.
That's kind of like Travis Etienne in a way, even though that Urban Meyer was trying to use him as a receiver in training camp, and that fucked with him. But I mean, even if that's the case, I mean, Tank Bigsby in scenarios could be that kind of burst running back that you could like, kind of like, I don't know. I
did like him a lot.
He is good. He's definitely not as good as some of the guys we've seen. He's probably running back 4 or 5, but he's still a good running back. He'd still be a good running back in a class that's not this deep. But unfortunately for him, this running back class is deep, and we haven't even gotten to the best prospect in this running back class pretty much unanimously at this point.
Hey, you say running back 4 or 5. I say running back 2 for Tank Bigsby.
What?
Oh wow!
I like him over the other guys. I know he's not over Bijan because I know Bijan. I've seen him. Bijan's one.
I mean, if only you saw Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah.
He's my running back 5.
What? He's my running back 1 so far.
It goes Bijan, Tank, Gibbs, Deuce, and Charbonnet.
We live for these opinions, but we love them because we're used to hearing the same shit. We're used to the default Bijan, Gibbs, Charbonnet, but like it's like I love hearing other opinions. Like I like how we're formulating our own opinions, which is great. Like people like especially like people that comment on like TikToks and Instagram. It's like they see other mock drafts. It's like, oh, this has to be here. This has to be here. Like if we make a mock draft, I don't want it to be the same thing as another one that I made because it's a scenario. It's what can happen, not what will happen. So just kind of keep that in mind a little bit. So
trade Pierre Strong and Kevin Harris and make Tank Bigsby a Patriot.
All right, you guys ready?
I'm ready to see Bijan, man.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh wait, what the fuck? Timeout. Celtics. What? There we go. There I have an ad.
Oh my god. All right. Pause it.
All right, ready?
Adam Thielen says the.
All right.
Yeah. Holy shit. There's 2 people there, and he just finds a way to spin out of it and fall forward for the first down. Love it. Blocking and picked up a block, moved. Good throw too by Quinn Ewers.
Good catch by that Hollywood dude. I think he's going to be the receiver next year.
Oh, I can't tell if that was off, but like, please stick your hands up.
Wow.
That's 1 yard, but that's a good 1 yard. It's a hard-fought yard. Okay, I mean, nothing he could really do there.
Jeez.
Just a horrible play design, but
look at this one.
There you go. Oh,
Worthy. That's his name, Worthy. He's in next year's draft class. Wide receiver. Trying to remember his name.
It's a tough catch. It's a tough catch.
That wasn't him.
No, I know. I know it wasn't Bijan, but it was the receiver that. Well, out wide action. Aye, that's fun. All right. I kind of
Kool-Aid
want to watch another
McKinstry.
Bijan video after this because I don't think this is doing him justice, to be completely honest. I feel like we're seeing a lot of passing this
No,
game. So.
he started off slow, Matt, but he picks up when the starter goes down because they had to just
No, I
rely on
know.
him.
I'm just saying right now. Like I
Look
feel like
at
we're
this.
seeing justice. Like we're seeing a lot of air outs right now.
Look here, this is I think the last play. Yeah, this is where Kuhn goes out. Well, Anderson takes him out.
Yeah. And then just the power at the goal line, touchdown. Nope, never mind. Nope. End of the quarter. Goes outside. There's the touchdown. There it is. They love to run him out of that fullback spot. And he breaks tackle. Yeah, this dude's probably the best I've seen at breaking the tackles so far. I think. Just it seems like impossible situations, and he's able to just fall forward and just get more yards out of it. I love that. Okay, a little bit of.
Ooh.
Hudson Card is crazy. Okay, there's the block. Probably the best blocker I've seen so far.
Okay, good throw.
That's gotta be picked.
Yeah.
There you go. Cut. I mean, there's just nothing he can do. There's nothing he can do.
Bad.
They missed a block there, unfortunately.
He can't mess with the Kool-Aid.
There you go. It's a little bit of run. That's a tough hole to get through right there to fall forward for that many yards. There we go. There's some space. Exploit it. There you go. Cut in. Cut out towards the sideline. Put the head down. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the receiving game of Bijan Robinson. That's a route that not a lot of running backs run that much. It's
that's a good play.
Unfortunately, the ball could have maybe been a little bit better, but I mean,
that wasn't bad.
It wasn't horribly placed.
Kool-Aid pass interference. I remember he had so many in the drive.
Bijan was fucking. He should have been.
Again, another pass interference on Kool-Aid.
Bijan would have been blown up with that ball into him. They love to use him as a blocker, I see, and they love to throw. Just no room, unfortunately. You hate to see that, but good catch. Oh, never mind. What's Jason Tatum doing there? There you go. Cuts in, cuts out, breaks that tackle. Beautiful. There you go. Couldn't get
Great tackle by Kool-Aid.
Good block. I mean, I feel like with Bijan, I feel like the Texas loves to. I feel like he's had the most opportunities. Yep, another good block there. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Not that that's an easy throw, but I mean, come on, bro. All right. And doesn't really have a lot of run this game. Alabama's defense doing a good job on Bijan there. It's a good play.
They're a rare good game. That Cook most season against a good team.
I mean, there's just nowhere for him to run there, and he's able to fall forward, that's good. But
What the fuck?
5 seconds remaining. Card steps up. And Card lets it go. And incomplete. And that's a ball game.
All right, well,
I mean, I'll start. I think this is a tough game for him. I think that I'm gonna look up just Bijan Robinson's stats because I feel like that was a tough game for him in Alabama. The offensive line didn't really give him much to work with. However, I think he made the most of his opportunities. I think that they used him a lot in the block game, which is good because you'd love to have a running back that does that. He was used in the and he definitely had his moments where he was able to explode. There was just a lot of unfortunate times where the line didn't give him good blocking, and that happened the game we watched Gibbs for, and that happened in this game. And unfortunately, I think he was still able to look pretty good because of his blocking ability. I think that kind of shows what kind of running back he can be. I think that out of all of these running backs, I believe that he can be a bell cow running back in the NFL. I think that he can be he does everything you want him to do. You can block for you on third down. He's able to explode for yards and use a lot of power. He's strong. He can fall forward for extra yards, and you can use him in the receiving game. I think he's the most well-rounded running back in this class.
yeah, he's definitely obviously running back one. I'm gonna rank all the ones that I saw. I'll go Bijan 1, Charbonnet 2, Gibbs 3, Vaughn 4, Bigsby 5.
Like, yeah, there's a
How
lot
could
of
Bixby be
games.
last after you watched him?
Huh?
What?
Look, how could Bixby be last? He looks so good.
He was just, yeah, he did look good, but the other ones looked better.
Like,
So-
here, okay. I'm looking. Okay, Bijan Robinson this season, right? This game was his second worst game, right? This game was not great out of Bijan in terms of running the ball. 21 carries, 57 yards. Obviously, it was tough sledding for him. He did get 3 catches and adding another 73. Obviously, with that big chunk gain. But then you look at his other games this year, and aside from one game against TCU where he had 12 carries, 29 yards, that was it. And he fumbled the ball once, but didn't lose it. He fumbled it. He lost 1 fumble this year. But you look at his other games: 183, 103, 101, 130, 135, 140, 209, 243, and 179. Dude had 18 total touchdowns this year. Had only 19 grabs and 314 yards, but they clearly just used him in the run game. Averaged 6.1 yards per carry. I mean, this dude is something special, man. And yes, that Alabama game was tough sledding. There's going to be a lot of games like that in the NFL where I think it's going to be tough sledding. But in terms of pure skill set, he is definitely number one. He can block in high quantities. He's able to fall forward with power and then able to catch out of the backfield. Bijan is the complete package, number one. Number two, I'm going to give to Charbonnet. I think that, like we said, like he's good when it comes to just falling forward for yards, and he's good when it comes to making. I would say yards after contact. Is that the stat? Yak yards after contact. He's definitely that kind of running back. 3, I'd give to Gibbs. Definitely more of like the well-rounded type in that, like the dollar store version of Bijan Robinson, to be completely honest with you. 4, I'm going to give to Tank Bigsby because of I think that he is probably the best in terms of running the football. I think that he was definitely explosive in that Auburn game that we watched. I think it was against Ole Miss. He was explosive in that game, was able to turn some big some plays into touchdowns that probably shouldn't have been touchdowns. And 5, I'm going to give to Deuce Vaughn. I think that Deuce Vaughn can be good in scenarios, but I didn't really see enough for me to put him over any of the other guys we watch. I do like him though. He's a willing blocker. He's got the speed. He's got the jump to him, and I think that he can be a very good running back by committee type running back in the NFL.
I think that all the running backs here they're all gonna be good. I just think
this is a good running back class. Like there's running backs that we didn't even watch. Like we didn't watch Devin Aincrane. We didn't watch Eric Gray. We didn't watch Keaton Mitchell. Those are just guys that come off on the top of my head. There's so many good running backs in this class. There's unfortunately for running backs, like Ramon said earlier, they're not as valuable anymore. Like we're not going to see a Saquon Barkley pick 2 anymore. We're not going to see Fournette anymore at 4. Like we're going to see these guys kind of slide down the board, even if they are talented players. It's just the way of the draft now. Like people don't value running back because you probably only have like a 4 or 5 year prime, and then once the hits start coming to the knees, they start slowing down a little bit. So unfortunate for running backs, but there is a ton of there's a ton of talent in this class in terms of running back.
Yep. All right, well, that's gonna do it. Ramon, you have anything?
Wait, did we hear Ramon's rankings yet? Or?
Well,
Yeah. There he goes. Bijan 1, by the way. He's Saquon Barkley. That's my comp. Tank Bigsby 2. 3 Jamar Gibbs. 4 Deuce Vaughn. 5 Zach Charbonnet.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well,
the only thing I can say about Ramon's rankings is go back and watch Charbonnet.
Yeah, Charbonnet.
I'm all on the Tank Bigsby hype. Get him to New England.
Okay. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow us on TikTok at MSR Sports, and comment if you want to see anything specific.
Yeah, and also if you want to see like more in depth, like we mentioned earlier, just let us know. We can maybe give us a player, and then we can go more in depth. We can maybe watch a few games from them rather than just one. And I know that because, like we said, like this isn't going to be like an in-depth film analysis of one player. It's going to be just kind of a baseline, like what you can expect from these guys in the NFL. Because one game is good enough to get a baseline of what a guy can do, what a guy can't do. So, yeah, if you want to see it more in-depth, let us know. And if not, we'll probably – I don't know when we're going to be on this again, but I think the next position we'll do is receiver. So, let us know if you want to see it.
Go watch the quarterback video we just did. It should be up by the time you're watching this. And
then by the time we film receiver, this should be up. So, yeah, we'll be grinding. It's draft season. We're gonna get as many players out to you as we can, and just kind of make you guys aware of who's in the class and who's good.
Hop on the Bigsby wagon.